Man, oh man, it is a lot going on in the world of Caitlin Clark. New sponsorships to the left, new deals to the right. It's a lot going on. We are gonna get to everything. Caitlin Clark, did you turn down $15 million? Oh, that's a boss move. Oh, that's a crazy boss move.
Imagine bragging about bringing the eyes to the WNBA, only for Caitlin Clark to blink once and land a $15 million offer while Angel Reese is still waiting for someone to Venmo her lunch money. This is the ultimate glow up versus glow down moment, folks. Caitlin's stacking millions like it's pocket change, and Angel's left holding TikTok drama as her biggest contract. Stick around because this story isn't just brutal, it's comedy gold in sneakers. Forget reality TV, this is better. And oh yeah, she's coming back to games soon.
So, Caitlin Clark, it has been revealed that Ice Cube offered her $1.5 million per game. And this is my favorite thing, is that the big three will use Caitlin Clark in every bit of their promotion. But you know, Rachel Demita quote tweet something about Caitlin Clark and she lost her job. Let's never forget that.
Caitlin Clark just brushed off $15 million like it was a soggy coupon for half-off yogurt. Imagine the type of flex it takes to stare at a mountain of cash taller than the Statue of Liberty and basically shrug. Most people would be building a golden driveway, buying an island shaped like their initials, or at least blowing it all on unnecessary Amazon purchases. But Caitlin, she just flicked that offer aside like lint on her warm-up jacket.
Caitlin Clark reportedly turned down $15 million. $15 million? Bro, 15. Hey, listen, I understand. You got Nike deals. You got freaking PGA Golf Tour, Live Golf Tour. You got hockey sponsor. I know you got a lot going on, but to turn down 15 M's, unrivaled. If y'all thought a few million and some equity was going to get her to show up and play in your league, you got another thing coming. I said it. If Unrivaled want Caitlin Clark, y'all, a minimum of 10 million plus like 50% ownership of the whole league.
And let's be honest, 15 million in the WNBA world is like getting offered the crown jewels, the Mona Lisa, and Beyonce's Netflix password all in one package. That's not just a contract, that's generational wealth, retirement plans for your grandkids, and at least 3 lifetimes worth of iced lattes. But apparently, that number wasn't Caitlin's number, which instantly makes everyone stop and realize, oh, this isn't just a basketball player. This is a brand that plays basketball when she feels like it.
Tattoo voice of the big three talking about it.
15? I thought that she was 5.
No, 15.
Woo.
After it started at 5.
Right.
But the official final offer was $15 million for 10 weeks.
I wonder how much money Caitlin Clark is actually making. Like, I think that, like, some of those talks, apparently it costs for her to go in person, it's like 200 grand for 30 minutes. Like, and she was doing two, 3 of those a week. Like, I would say Caitlin made $1 million off the Panini deal, minimum.
The league hasn't even processed what happened. One day, everyone's talking about Caitlin's shot making, her logo threes, her jersey sales. The next, she's turning down a bag so big you'd need a forklift to wheel it into the locker room. And right there, without even trying, she reset the entire market. Suddenly, 15 million isn't the ceiling. It's Caitlin's nah, I'll pass floor. She's not negotiating for deals anymore. She's rejecting them like bad Tinder matches.
I'm sure you all remember Ice Cube and the Big Three, and he made this huge offer to Caitlin Clark, and everyone was wondering, is she gonna, I think they said publicly, I could have sworn they said 5 million, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, for what about a 10-week season, and would she take that? And then that, put an emphasis on the 338,000 that she's getting over 4 years for the WNBA, and on and on. And of course, she turned it.
Meanwhile, over in the shadows, Angel Reese must be feeling like someone turned off the spotlight mid-performance. Remember when she used to remind everyone that she was the reason eyes were finally on the WNBA? When every camera, every microphone, every headline had her name in it? For a while, she really was the main attraction, the self-declared ratings magnet, the one bringing attention, the one feeding the culture. there's something hilariously cruel about it. Angel tried to make herself the gravitational center of the league, but Caitlyn turned down one paycheck and the universe just tilted in her direction. And people aren't just watching. People are obsessed. Social media isn't just reporting it, they're treating it like a cultural earthquake. Headlines read like Caitlyn just negotiated peace treaties or invented a new form of electricity. Nobody even knows who offered the deal anymore. All they remember is that she said, "No thanks." And suddenly, she's the alpha of endorsements.
Caitlin Clark just made two of the most shocking business moves of the year. First, she looked a staggering $15 million offer right in the eyes and flat out rejected it. And we're going to show you exactly where that money came from and the real reason she said no. But the deal she accepted with Stanley reveals her true strategy, and it's a genius move that could make her far more than $15 million in the long.
Imagine being a rival in this league right now. You hit a game winner at the buzzer? Nice, it'll get a few thousand likes. Caitlyn refuses a deal? Boom, front page, trending worldwide. ESPN is running emergency segments. Talk shows are spinning it like it's the next moon landing. The hierarchy has shifted so fast, it probably gave Angel Reese whiplash. And let's not forget, this isn't even about basketball at this point. It's about narrative control. Caitlin Clark has mastered the art of being the headline whether she's on the court or not. She just rejected a number so big it could fund an entire expansion franchise, and suddenly nobody's talking about Angel's "I Bring the Eyes" campaign anymore. And here's the funniest part. Caitlyn's rejection doesn't even come across as arrogant. It's not like she stomped on the bag and walked off. It was more like strategic disinterest. Like she knows she's going to get something bigger, better, shinier, and she's not about to lock herself into a deal that doesn't match her actual value. And people respect that. People are applauding it like she just gave a TED Talk on self-worth. Now compare that to Angel Reese. She tried to force her way into the cultural center by sheer volume, making sure everyone knew she was the draw. But the cruel twist is that attention in sports doesn't always stick to the loudest voice. It sticks to the person doing the unthinkable.
Offer to Caitlin Clark was $15 million for 10 games. I think the guy in the video says 10 weeks, but I can't remember if they play off the top of my head if they played more than a game a week. But yeah, think about that. She got $338,000 for 4 years in the WNBA. Now I know she makes a lot of money. I think she made $11.1 million in 2024 because of all her endorsements. I saw where she just got an endorsement from Stanley, the insanely overpriced cups. Sorry to anyone who likes
And Caitlyn just did the unthinkable by saying no to more money than most WNBA players will ever see in a lifetime. Suddenly, Angel's whole "I Bring Eyes" campaign feels like an old ringtone. Catchy for a while, but painfully dated the second a new hit comes along. Fans are starting to joke about it. Angel still has a massive following, of course, but right now it feels like Caitlyn's every sneeze would get more coverage than Angel's best game of the season. And let's be real. The $15 million isn't just about numbers. It's about symbolic dominance. Caitlyn turning it down is like saying, "That's cute, but I know I'm worth more." It's not just a paycheck she refused, it's a statement. A bold, mic-dropping, game-redefining statement. And the fact that this is happening while Angel is still trying to remind people she's the reason for all the buzz, that's the kind of irony you couldn't script better if you tried. The timing is brutal too. Caitlyn's about to return to games soon, which means her on-court dominance is about to line up perfectly with her off-court empire building. The synergy is ridiculous. Angel might get a storyline or two here and there, but Caitlyn is playing on an entirely different level of cultural relevancy. She's moving markets. She's bending narratives. She's making even the WNBA itself look small in comparison.
15. After it started at 5.
Right.
But the official final offer was $15 million for 10 weeks. He must be making some good dough, and I just think that it was more like a leak thing.
She didn't want to be
anything.
Yeah.
She had to give the WNBA
and I'm sure many offers came to her, especially after that. I think we helped her.
Yeah, make more money
with some more money. If anything, you got a name like Ice Cube offering you $15 million on publicly, man. You got all that. That's all you need.
The whole situation is like a reality show twist nobody saw coming. Angel thought she had the starring role, but Caitlyn turned down a check and became the plot everyone's tuning in for. And it's not just a short-term story either. This rejection sets the stage for every future contract negotiation in women's sports. Every player is now going to measure their worth against Caitlyn's "nah, I'll pass" moment. That's power. One is fighting to stay relevant, the other is casually rejecting empire-level money and watching the world explode in fascination. And let's not forget, Caitlyn's no wasn't even the biggest shock. It's what it represents. For decades, women's basketball has been fighting for financial recognition. And here comes Caitlyn treating a $15 million offer like pocket change. It's both hilarious and revolutionary. Everyone else is counting pennies, and she's brushing off millions like lint. That alone makes her the story. And as long as she's the story, Angel's old "I'm the reason people care" narrative is going to keep sounding weaker and weaker until it fades into nothing but background noise. Angel Reese once strutted around like the league's megaphone, insisting that she was the reason people finally cared. She wore that title like it was a custom championship belt, swinging it in every direction, reminding anyone within earshot that the WNBA had her to thank for the newfound attention.
For $15 million, that's life-changing money for anyone, let alone a rookie athlete. So where did this unbelievable offer come from, and why on earth would Caitlin Clark turn it down? So the offer, as you guys can see on the article on the screen, was from the Big Three, the 3-on-3 basketball league founded by the one and only Ice Cube. And the first offer was already huge, a cool $5 million ball. But in a sign of just how desperate they were to get Clark, they tripled it, blowing it up to a massive $15 million. And get this, it wasn't for a full year. It was for a 10-week season. The pitch was simple. Come play in the Big Three, be the undisputed star, cash a paycheck that makes most pro basketball salaries, men's or women's, look like pop.
And for a moment, the claim worked. She was everywhere. Interviews, magazine spreads, viral clips. Angel Reese was the storm. The league's loudest, brightest, most inescapable character. But storms pass. And what replaced Angel's thunder? Caitlin Clark, who doesn't even have to scream to be heard. She doesn't even need to remind anyone about attention. She just steps onto the court, drills a three from outer space, and suddenly people are talking about TV ratings and record-breaking ticket sales. The attention isn't optional anymore. It flows to Caitlin like gravity. You can almost feel the silence around Angel's old catchphrase. Every time she tries to lean on that line, the audience just smirks, because everyone knows where the real eyes are glued now. And this $15 million rejection, that's the nail in the coffin. Caitlin just raised the stakes to pure money. We're not even talking about attention anymore. We're talking about power to move markets. Caitlin saying no to that deal instantly made her the WNBA's top economic engine. She doesn't just bring eyes, she brings contracts, endorsements, brands begging at her doorstep. Angel's old flex doesn't even register in the same weight class anymore.
2 hours ago, Stanley posted this to their page. It's a clip, and then it shows a basketball coming up, and then at the 22 mark, it turns blue. The numbers turn blue. So here's the blue 22, and at the bottom it says, "Clock's ticking, history hits at 22." Which is funny, because when I saw it, it's only got like 276 likes, not very many comments. People in the comments are like, what is this? Well, as a resident Iowan, I'm here to say I think it's Caitlin Clark.
Picture it. Angel drops a solid double-double in a game, crowd cheers, sports blogs cover it. Good stuff. Caitlin sneezes in the tunnel on the way to warm-ups. Trending topic, headlines everywhere, sponsors lining up to turn that tissue into a product placement. And Caitlin has become the definition of undeniable. She didn't force anyone to watch. She just played, broke records, and then turned down a mountain of cash, making the world watch anyway. Angel's narrative feels like a movie that was popular when it came out, but didn't age well. You know the type, big box office opening weekend, all over the internet, everyone quoting it. But give it a year, and suddenly nobody's rewatching it, while the sequel starring someone else is smashing streaming records. Caitlin's not the sequel, though. She's the entire cinematic universe. Angel's movie might still get a few late-night airings, but Caitlin's building the franchise.
The t-shirt, just United Front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. That really needed to be mentioned.
She's like, why are you even mentioning this? And the answer is because everybody is pissed in the WNBA at the fact that Caitlin Clark is famous and is making them all richer. And you want to talk about a zero-sum mentality? That right there is a massive zero-sum mentality. Truly insane. She's making you your money. That is what Caitlin Clark is doing. So continue along these lines, ladies. Continue trying to basically body check Caitlin Clark every time she comes onto the court like it's a hockey game.
And let's not kid ourselves. Angel can still play. She's not some forgotten role player. But the cruel reality is that relevancy in sports isn't just about being good. It's about being iconic. And right now, Caitlin is walking around with the kind of aura athletes spend their entire careers chasing. She's bigger than games. She's bigger than contracts. It's like watching someone argue about who invented sliced bread while the other person is busy inventing Wi-Fi. Sure, bread is cool, but one of these things is literally shaping the future. Angel may have gotten the conversation started, but Caitlin has taken it so far beyond that the old brag feels antique, like bragging about having a MySpace page in 2025. And this shift isn't subtle, it's aggressive. Angel used to dominate conversations. Now she's reduced to being mentioned in relation to Caitlin. Think about it. When was the last time Angel Reese made a headline that didn't somehow circle back to Caitlin Clark? Every rivalry, every clip, every storyline seems to exist in Caitlin's orbit. Angel wanted to be the sun, but Caitlin's turned her into a moon. Still visible, but only when the light reflects off something brighter.
I know that you recently made a pitch to Caitlin Clark. Does your offer to Caitlin still stand? And do you have a message for her if she's on the fence?
Yes, it does still stand. You know, if she's on the fence, you know, we could talk about anything that's concerning her. I think we will accommodate her in any way, shape, or form, allowing her to play in the WNBA. You know, a guy from Barstools offered her $10 million to play in his rec league. And
even the business side tells the story. Caitlin's refusal of that deal is going to ripple across every negotiation table in women's basketball. Other players will start demanding more because Caitlin just proved they can. That's transformative. That's legacy stuff. Angel wanted to be the attention getter, but Caitlin just became the market setter. Caitlin doesn't have to remind anyone she's the reason they're watching. She doesn't even need to talk about it. The numbers, the ratings, the deals, all of it screams louder than words ever could. Angel's voice sounds small now, like someone shouting at a concert while Caitlin is the one actually on stage performing. And it's only going to get worse for Angel's narrative once Caitlin returns to games. Right now, Caitlin's dominating headlines off the court. Soon, she'll be back sinking logo threes, breaking records, and turning every WNBA arena into a sold-out spectacle. Imagine the double whammy. The woman who turned down $15 million is also the woman who can casually drop 30 points and make it look easy. Angel's claim to fame will feel like an old catchphrase no one laughs at anymore.
And where the GOAT Caitlin Clark is going to be. ESPN has not always been the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark. You see the nonsense that Monica McNutt and a bunch of others spewed consistently about Caitlin Clark on the network. Let's see if they get it right, because I'm telling you right now, if anybody not named Caitlin Clark is at the top of this list, this video will be ended within the next 10 seconds. I'm going to put it to you just like that. We're not playing no games. We're not playing no games with y'all today, ESPN.
The WNBA itself is leaning into it too. They know where the money is. They know who's selling jerseys, who's filling arenas, who's drawing eyeballs to broadcasts. Angel may have played a role in the league's rise, but Caitlin is the league's liftoff rocket. Then Caitlin walked in, bought the company, took it public, and is now rejecting billion-dollar offers because she knows the valuation's only going higher. Angel wanted credit for putting the league on the map. Caitlin just redrew the map, slapped her face on it, and is selling the rights to Google Earth. And the more Angel tries to claw back the spotlight, the funnier it looks. She's like someone trying to make a dramatic entrance at a party, only to realize the crowd has already left to follow Caitlin to a bigger, louder, better after party. The metaphorical music has moved on, and Angel's still standing there, waiting for the applause that isn't coming.